Hello Leo, so I'm doing your weekly reading for November the 13th to the 20th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We'll look at what's going on in your blind spot. We'll find out what it is that's working for you. And of course, we'll ask how it's all likely going to play out as well. So, you do have a card there that wanted to come out straight away. Let's take a look at it. Fast progress. Beautiful. It says, move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. Okay, so this is asking for you guys this week not to sit on your hands with an idea, okay, but to take conscious action this week. Swift action. Okay, you've also got the hidden keys, put things together piece by piece to reveal the bigger picture. So that combination is kind of like learn as you go, put the pieces of the puzzle together as you go, rather than trying to finish everything in one big lump, okay? That this is more like putting the pieces together step by step, and then eventually the bigger project, it will all start to sort of click into place. But the whole point is, this week, Leo, you just need to get started, okay? At the bottom of the deck is cutting edge, slice through obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. I like it because it's literally saying, look, you guys, you're not going to let anyone or anything get in your way. It shows me that this week you're very determined, almost like you've got tunnel vision. However, in your situation, having that tunnel vision is a good thing. It is a good thing because that's where you're focused. Because if you remember, where your focus goes, the energy grows, and you're hyper focused on making progress here. So yeah, interesting. Can you tell us more about Leo's situation, please? With them making swift progress. Oh, the Four of Swords. Now, that is quite, it's quite different from making fast progress, right? I can't find my words today, Leo. Because the Four of Swords, traditionally, is a card of non-action, but mentally, it's meditation. It's reconsidering everything, it's thinking things through. So on the surface, it looks like the person's not doing anything. It looks like they're in some kind of recovery mode, but in their head, it's moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I am understanding this message, Leo, as it's time for you to get out of your head. Okay, there has been a lot of procrastinating, which is good because that's helped you to come up with a plan. But now it's definitely time for you to put your plan into action. Okay, I kind of feel like there's too much emphasis that's being put on what you don't have or what you haven't yet achieved. Okay, and not enough emphasis is being put on the steps that you're actually taking towards your goals. And they're specifically saying, what steps are you taking on a daily basis towards your goals? Okay. Yeah, the Chariot and the Three of Cups, beautiful energy. So you've got support here. Okay, now it could be from friends, it could be from family, spiritual, could be a combination of all of the above, right? But you've definitely got help and support around you. And again, with the Chariot, that's making fast progress. So what I'm seeing here, Leo, something is going to take off, right? You're working on something here. You're hyper focused on it. It's going to start taking off in such a huge way that you might suddenly feel this urge to put the brakes on a bit. or to pull back a little bit, okay? There is a little bit of fear that's coming through with this energy, that something is perhaps moving too quickly, right? Now, if this is about a relationship, that's going to be a red flag, right? So pay attention to that. I don't know what area of your life the energy is pointing at here, okay? For some of you guys, it could be professional. For the rest of you guys, this could be romantic, right? If anything is moving too quickly in the romantic sense, that's going to be a red flag. Pay attention to that. Speak to other people, get other people's opinions on that, okay? You can get support for that. If this is about your career, then they're saying the opposite's going to be true. Lean into it. Try not to freak out. Try not to panic when things take off in a huge, huge way, okay? Because there's a little bit of energy here of accidental self-sabotage, right? It's like, I'm working so hard. I want to be successful. I want to just be great at this thing that I'm doing. I want there to be quick growth, and then all of a sudden that quick growth happens and you're like, oh, whoa, no, not that quick, not that quick. It's almost as if you're finding yourself unable to keep up with your own success, okay? That's how this energy is playing out with that fast progress, Four of Swords. That's why you've got that contradictory energy there with the Four of Swords to clarify fast progress. And indeed the Chariot as well. The Chariot is another card of fast progress. It can be very, very quick. Okay, and because of the speed of which things start moving for you and things start taking off, it might make you feel like you're not in full control, right? So that's why Spirit's saying here, okay, look, you can put the missing pieces of the puzzle in place as you go along. But the key thing here, Leo, is try not to freak out and panic. Okay, I'm going to take a closer look at that Three of Cups, because I definitely feel that there is an additional message here that wants to come out with that one. I'm just not able to reach it at this point in time. So let's take a look. What is this Three of Cups here for Leo's fast progress, please? I suspect, Leo, that you might find yourself having to bring other people on board sooner than what you might have anticipated, okay? The Eight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, a lot of water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. There could be an individual around you that is a water sign that might play a pivotal part here. That's very, very likely. They don't have to be a water sign, of course. It's just someone who is very creative, very compassionate, someone who empathizes with your situation, who understands your situation, and who genuinely does want to help out. Now, with this Eight of Cups, again, it's a bit of a strange one, because traditionally that's all about like abandoning something, walking away, okay, leaving. I'm feeling this particular Eight of Cups for you is you feeling a little bit weird about the current situation, maybe perhaps a little bit unfulfilled with the way that things are going. And so again, it kind of feels like another trap that you might fall into, okay? Almost as if your success, your business, your project, whatever this is about, because the way that it starts to form, it's almost like you'll be thinking, well, I wasn't really expecting it to look that way. And just feeling, without being able to put your finger on what it is, feeling like there's something missing. Okay. That's why you've got this unfulfilled vibe coming through. Because on the surface, everything's fantastic, right? or it soon will be. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything's taken off really quickly. It's better than what you could have hoped for. But there's just this niggle. There's something that you just can't quite put your finger on that you feel is missing. Okay. So what they're saying here, Leo, is for you to try and get back in the flow. Okay. Try to get back in the flow. Try to... it sounds cheesy and I'm sorry for that, but they're saying try to enjoy the process, okay? Especially with the Chariot being there as well. It is all about the journey, okay? They're saying it's a lot like going on a really long road trip, right? It can either be the most boring thing ever, or it can be the most exciting thing ever. It can be more exciting than the final destination, as it were, right? Depending on how prepared you are, depending on your own viewpoint, okay? So, yeah, they're definitely asking here for you to lean into the journey a lot more, lean into the unfolding a lot more. A lot of that unfulfilled energy is coming from internal pressure that you're putting on yourself. That's why it's the Queen of Cups. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, okay? Makes no difference. Queen of Cups energy belongs to everyone. It's about that self-acceptance, your general feeling of fulfillment as well. So, yeah, that's where that disconnect is coming from. Okay, why is this happening? Because it's divine timing, yo. Be patient. For some things take time to manifest fully in your life, yeah. Okay, so anything that you feel is missing, Spirit's saying, Leo, that's going to take time. It's going to take time to gestate, as it were, okay. So there's a message here of being patient throughout this particular process. Trust in divine timing. Trust in the process. Okay. Any uncertainty that you're feeling at this time, to embrace it and to recognize that everything needs to unfold when it's ready. Okay. And then you've got the Sun and the Ace of Cups here. Sun is one of your cards. Ace of Cups is unconditional love. You're going to be incredibly happy, Leo. Incredibly happy. In fact, the combination of these two, it indicates feeling overjoyed. Okay. Definitely overjoyed. I do suspect that for some of you guys that there is new love here that's coming through, and it's interesting that I used the wrong deck there as well. I'm supposed to be using that deck as a clarifying deck today, so I'll just have to do it the opposite way here. It's fine, it's not a problem. Right, let's find out more about that Ace of Cups. Because as I was saying, I do suspect that some of you guys have got new romantic love coming in. If that was one of the things that you were hoping to manifest, then you have been successful with that. The Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, and they came out a bit squiffy. So it's just a matter of time, basically, okay? Whenever the Ace of Swords comes out a little bit scattered, it means that there is a conversation that will be had with a significant individual very, very soon. And it pertains to the Nine of Pentacles. Did I call that the Eight of Pentacles? If I did say the Eight of Pentacles, I do apologize. It's the Nine of Pentacles. Which is like pre-Empress energy. It's your success. It's you finally getting to the level that you were wanting for yourself, that you were expecting from yourself. But again, there's a conversation here that you're having with another individual soon about no longer being single. Okay, so there is a romantic offering here for some of you guys. I feel like you're being guided to celebrating the success that you currently have accumulated, okay? Because the Nine of Pentacles, that's an accumulation energy. And it's time for you to be honest with yourself about what you have accumulated, what you have already learnt, okay? Because as soon as you're more sort of accepting of yourself and more honest with yourself, then you're going to be able to afford that for others. But there is definitely a conversation that's coming through here from another individual, and they're saying, look, you can't force this, you can't force the other person, you can't force yourself, okay? Again, it's all about trusting the natural unfolding of the way that things are supposed to happen, the way that it's supposed to play out. Oh, they're saying backwards. Okay, I understand now. So that actually wasn't a mistake. They're saying, when I pulled those two cards there from the wrong, quote unquote, from the wrong deck, that was actually deliberate on their part. They had me do that backwards, because that's part of your message. Okay, so right, so they're asking, Leo, for you not to do things in a backwards manner, okay? They're asking for you to go one step at a time and try not to force anything to go in a particular direction, okay? And that apparently that includes your career as well. So less force, more allowing, okay? Right, because you can't be in charge of everything, they're saying. Interesting. Right. They're also saying sometimes you might find yourself having to take one step backwards in order to take another 2 steps forward, but that's still forward progression. It's still growth. Okay, it kind of feels like this week, Leo, oh, you've got an opportunity to go over something again and make sure that it's at your standard before you can move on to the next level. Okay, so if, say for example, if you're doing your work, whatever that might be, and then you come across a mistake, and you're like, okay, fuck, I need to pause everything else now so that I can rectify this particular mistake. You're being told that is absolutely fine, and in fact you should be giving yourself additional time, more time specifically, so that you can do that. Hold on, are we in Mercury retrograde? Let me just get my diary. The 13th to the 20th of... Oh, yes we are. Look. Yes we are. When did that start? It started on the 9th, apparently. Oh, okay, Leo, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. That's why we got that backwards energy. Okay. Yeah. I know a lot of people get hung up on like Mercury retrograde because it's like, oh man, X is coming back. Sometimes it can be. Usually that's like the universe's test to see if you're still stupid. For you guys, the Mercury retrograde is actually working not in your detriment, but to your benefit. So that's what that was about. Huh. Oh, I love it. I just love the way that the messages can start to uncover during a reading. Right. So yeah, Mercury retrograde. Give yourself extra time to complete your tasks this week, Leo. Okay. Try not to fall into that trap of feeling like, holy shit, hurry up, I need to get this done, and I need to get this done like yesterday. Okay. Thinking like that this week is gonna just cause even more frustration for you. Okay. Definitely use this week as the perfect excuse, if, I mean, not that you needed one, but if you needed one, use it as a perfect excuse just to double check everything, go over everything, okay? Interesting. What's going on in your blind spot? On your own, it's time to take some alone time or be single to get a new perspective. Interesting. So in your blind spot, they're saying for you to be on your own, for you to take some time in your own energy. Right, can we have more information on this for Leo, please? Oh, okay. The Ten of Cups, the Sun, the Three of Swords, the Emperor, Four of Pentacles and the Tower. Four of Pentacles and a Tower. Number one, self-sabotage. Recognize it for what it is. Avoid doing it where possible. Leo, you're being asked to introspect this week on what it is that genuinely, and they mean genuinely, what makes you happy. Okay? Or what would contribute to more happiness in your life here. Okay. You've got a lot of growth, and again, the Sun coming out like literally one of your cards, and it's with the Ten of Cups, which is one of the apex cards. So it's kind of like Spirit's going, okay, Leo, what is it that you want? Like, what is it that you truly, truly, genuinely want? Because they're asking for you to take some time on your own for you to reflect upon that, okay? For some, not all of you, but for some, you've got a significant individual here around you that might feel a bit put out by you suddenly going quiet. Three of Swords and the Emperor. I'm understanding this message as like a betrayal here. Let's find out. What's that Emperor? What is that Emperor energy? Now, you could be the Emperor, you could be dealing with an individual who is in the Emperor energy, or you could just be dealing with an Aries here. What's this? Okay. The Seven of Pentacles and a Six of Swords. No longer investing your energies into a hurtful situation to do with the masculine energy here. A masculine energy that's been very, very hurtful to you, or that is that has contributed to this Three of Swords, like a betrayal here that you've experienced. You're being asked to reflect on why that was so hurtful, why that was so painful. Again, that could be about an ex, or it could be about an ex-friend, right? So you're being asked not to invest energy into them, but invest energy into why that was so painful. Okay, it's like time to process your feelings here. That's what they're asking. And then you've got the Four of Pentacles with the Tower, which is a sudden shift, a sudden shake-up. Something happening really unexpectedly that causes a Tower moment here. So you've retreated and gone into your shell with this Four of Pentacles. It's in your blind spot. It's like you've subconsciously started to push other people away out of fear that they would also do this to you here with the Three of Swords. It's like your desire to protect your heart has gone into overdrive, and apparently you're not subconsciously aware of that. So that makes sense as to why you had the Ten of Cups and the Sun in your blind spot. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at what it is that's working for you. Rough road. Prepare carefully before you continue, for it's a long journey ahead. Right, so what's working for you, Leo, is being realistic, okay? And understanding that this isn't going to be a quick recovery that you make, basically. It's going to take time. So let's clarify that one for you then. Sorry about all the interruptions, Leo. Just literally had 2 deliveries there within 5 minutes of each other. It's insane. Okay, can you tell us more about Rough Road and how this is working for Leo? So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a journey for you, Leo, but ultimately it is working in your favour. Queen of Pentacles. Again, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Queen of Pentacles energy belongs to everyone, okay? This is about long-term success, long-term growth, long-term stability. Focus on long-term. Long-term is your key word here, okay? Long-term. That's what's working out for you. Making those long-term plans, working on those long-term goals. Okay, how is likely going to play out? The labyrinth of choices. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your own complex journey. Right? So how this is likely going to play out for you, Leo, you will end up with a lot more choices and options and possible directions that you can take than you're even going to know what to do with, okay? This one, it doesn't feel like confusion to me, okay, because that would be the labyrinth reversed. This is you coming out of confusion. This is you seeing things a lot clearer. This is you having a stronger sense of self, a stronger sense of identity, a stronger sense of who you are as an individual and what makes you tick. Okay, and it's literally the world is opening up for you here, Leo. So definitely do lean into that. Okay, can you tell us more about how this is likely going to play out for Leo, please? Oh, justice. Nice. New contracts, new deals, scales are balancing out for you here, Leo. So if you felt like things were really unfair for you for quite a while, then this is things starting to even out, okay? This is... I want to say the fates are on your side with this combination, okay? It's very likely that you've got some kind of karmic rewards that's coming in as well because of the introspection and the growth that you've done on yourself, right? That straight away puts the person back on the right side of the karmic tracks, as it were. Yeah, I don't want to take a look at the bottom of that deck right now. I want to take a look further into that justice energy. A decision is going to go your way, Leo. Now, that could be a legal decision, it could be a business decision, definitely a spiritual one. The Chariot's coming out again. Some of you guys, you could be dealing with a Cancerian, or you could be like a Cusper. A Cancer Leo Cusper. You've also got the Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and Judgment here. Okay, so there is a final judgment that's being made, and you're going to be overjoyed at the results of that final judgment because it does go in your favour here. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, that's you really going, okay, this is great, this is fantastic, because now I've got a new start here, I've got a new beginning here. And then contemplating, okay, what am I going to do with this Ace of Pentacles, this new seed, right? What's under there? The Five of Wands. Okay. And that one, the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. So your Five of Wands, that's all about trials of strength, okay? You were put to task, right? Page of Pentacles, Five of Wands. You were put to task. Definitely on an emotional level here at some point. You faced that task head on. You've succeeded, okay? You have managed, because that's survival energy as well. You have survived this awful, awful time here with this Three of Swords. Now you're moving into this thriving energy with the Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Judgment, Chariot, Justice, and all these options opening up to you, right? In a roundabout way. And it's not to give credit to who or what initially put you in that Three of Swords energy, right? Because we're not giving them credit at all. In a roundabout way, had that not have happened, you wouldn't be having these choices and options that you see unfolding down here, right? So it reinforces the message of that had to happen in order for you to get to the jewels and the diamonds, as it were, okay, the treasure, if you will, right? It's like you had to trudge through that emotional mud in order to get to the gems, which is what is literally about to start unfolding for you guys this week, right? This ain't about silver lining. This runs much deeper than that. Much deeper than that, because there is life-changing and life-affirming energy that's going on with this combination of cards. Okay, so it's like the failure of one thing, the failure of one career or one relationship leads on to another career or another relationship that basically contributes so fucking much to your life that you start to change as a person, right, for the better. Okay, so let's get you a healing message here, and hopefully we're not going to have any more interruptions in your reading, because like I said, it took me a while to try and get your reading started because there was just a lot of noise and shit going on outside, so I had to wait until all of that quietened down. And then during your read we had 2 deliveries that weren't really scheduled in for today anyway. They were delivered within 5 minutes of each other, and then one of the cats decided he's wanting the door open, so I got disturbed there again. Again, perfect metaphor for what's going on in you guys' life right now. It's like every time you sit down and try and do something, you are going to find yourself being disrupted, okay? It's all part of the energy. Everything that happens during a read, it's part of that read's energy, right? But they weren't all negative disruptions, right? Because we got things out of being disrupted. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Not all disruptions are bad. Can you have a healing message for Leo? Oh, it's quite an awkward deck, this one. I find it a little bit too small. Beautiful messages, though. Okay, so you've got mind and strength. So another one of your cards. The combination of these two, mind over matter, okay? You are definitely a lot stronger than what you give yourself credit for. Yes, fair enough. You shouldn't have to be quote-unquote strong, right? You clearly should have been supported by someone here at some point, and you quite simply weren't, right? And so being strong was the only option that you had left, okay? So that combination is like a reminder of, like, Leo, you know your own brain, you know your own mind, okay? You know how strong you are. It's definitely time for you to start, I want to say, appreciating yourself a lot more, because I do get the distinct impression that some of you guys, you just don't give yourself enough credit, which is a shame. Right, so my mind is a powerful ally, guiding me towards clarity and wisdom. With self-awareness as my compass, I navigate the vast landscape of my thoughts and emotions. I harness their potential to cultivate positivity and manifest my desires. Through mindfulness, I create peace and serenity within. Today, I honor the brilliance of my mind, knowing that its limitless capabilities empower me to create, to learn, and to thrive in every moment, okay? So this is a reminder for Leo. You're mind is extremely powerful. Okay, your thoughts, when you focus on specific thoughts for long enough, you can actually give life to those thoughts, right? You can manifest from what you're thinking about. Let's take a look at strength. Okay, so this one says, my strength is my armor, forged through resilience and perseverance. With each challenge, I grow stronger in mind, body, and spirit. I embrace adversity as an opportunity to cultivate my inner fortitude and courage. Today, I stand tall in my power, knowing that the strength to overcome any obstacle and thrive in the face of adversity lies within me. Okay. So with this one, it's saying for you to just keep in mind that your obstacles, your challenges, they are not stronger than what you are. I'm just being guided here to read out the shadow work message of this one. It says, aren't you just too sick and tired of being told to be strong or being praised for being strong? Just be strong. Just put on your armor, just pick up your sword and continue to fight, even though the sheer weight makes your knees tremble. I know it can be a weight in all of its... I know it can become a weight all in itself when others expect you to be strong all the time, especially when you're dealing with trauma. You don that brave face not because you're brave, but because others don't want to see your emotional and psychological wounds. They don't want to be made to feel uncomfortable. Well, human, I'm giving you permission to be vulnerable instead of strong. Do you know what? Sometimes being strong is being vulnerable. Cry if you want to, voice your pain, be raw, be honest. Don't just say I'm fine when you're actually not. Don't offer fake smiles just to reassure others. Throw the damned armor away and help to normalize vulnerability, and that's true strength. Yeah, so as far as your shadow work this week goes, Leo, that's going to be the one, to normalize vulnerability, right? Because you have persevered, like that much is evident. You have persevered. Okay, I need to leave that one there, Leo, right? I just genuinely hope that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.